Oh, Dietl. Good morning, Mr. Dietl.
Good morning, Don.
How are you?
Okay.
What's the matter?
Nothing. I just was told about something.
How about some energy?
Okay. I was told about some action that was going on. You remember the Vietnam War? You were in the service, Don, right?
I was in Vietnam killing Kong. What are you talking about?
All right. Well,
remember the Vietnam War.
Hello?
It's in the jungles of Vietnam killing Kong.
Well, there was a thing called Agent Orange that was
Maybe
used.
I was playing the bugle at Camp Pendleton. It was something I can't quite remember. Anyway, what were you saying now?
There was a thing called Agent Orange that was used during the Vietnam War to get rid of the foliage.
During the what?
The foliage. Agent
You sound
Orange.
drunk this morning.
No, I'm not drunk.
You sound drunk. I know you may not be drunk. You sound drunk.
Okay, there was a thing called Agent Orange during the Vietnam War, which they sprayed all around. We didn't learn about the problems of Agent Orange until many years later when people developed lymphoma and all that. Now, what happened in 2002, they used to give the medical attention to all these veterans. They called brown water and blue water. Blue water meant that they were on ships, Navy men that were on ships offshore, 30, 40, 50, 60 miles out there. They all came down with this Agent Orange problems with lymphoma. In 2002, mysteriously, the Veterans Administration stopped giving any benefits to these sailors and Marines that were out on the ships. The only ones that would give benefit were the brown water and the ones that were on the land. Now, after what happened in Japan with the United States, Ronald Reagan, the aircraft carrier, which was 60 miles off, they showed that this radioactivity blew out there the same way Agent Orange would have blown out the sea. What happens with these big ships is they have these tremendous fans that circulate air into these ships. That air was circulated into the ships, whether it would be radioactivity or Agent Orange, and a lot of these sailors and Marines were affected. Today, their men are dying, and now all of a sudden they rescinded. Now, this has gone out to Senator McCain and also Secretary Shedinsky, there, the head of the Veterans Administration. We have to reinstate for our heroes that were in the Vietnam War, whether it be on land in Vietnam or they're on the ship 50, 60 miles out there. We showed now, because they didn't have meters back then on the USS Ronald Reagan. They then started to determine the air quality. Back in 1960s, we didn't have them kind of meters. So we must take care of these veterans that are dying today of different cancers and lymphoma, and they've stopped for some mysterious reason. In 2002, they stopped aiding these guys. So we all can sit back and baloney each other, but we have to support these soldiers that were over there. Things like this come to me for a reason. I get letters from soldiers and sailors who are dying of cancer, and they are not being protected by the VA. These are our heroes that fought the Vietnam War, and we have to support Senator McCain. You have to get out there, and the Veterans Administration. Let's give these things, these medical research, and all these medical services back to our veterans. It's a very important issue, and I know you would support it, and that's one of the things I'm here today to talk about.
18 minutes to the hour here in the Imus morning program. Are you up to speed with the Casey Anthony trial?
Yes, very, very, very much.
What's going on there?
Well, the Casey Anthony trial now has I think that they're playing a little bit over too much. The prosecution is playing a little too much. They played this thing with the tape over the little girl's face and nose, and now they're saying that probably caused the death of the little girl. Right now, you have a mother that had a child missing for 30 days. You have enough circumstantial evidence, and you have enough evidence to convict her murder. Let's not overtry this case. And when they overtry a case, then you put doubt into juries' minds. What you have is a very good, clean, precise case. The smells in the car, the way the little girl disappeared for 30 days. This woman's dancing, doing a boogie woogie while her daughter was in the trunk of a car. What happened here was this psychopath chloroformed the little girl. She wanted to go out and dance. Nobody was babysitting. She throws the kid in the car. The kid then dies the kid could die from heat, from anything in the car. Then she takes the body and throws into the woods there. There's no doubt this woman killed this little girl, but let's not overplay it. And what's happening now is she went for this defense. The poor father, she says, oh, she was sexually abused. I don't care if you're sexually abused. I don't believe that. But even if you are, that determines you to kill a little baby with those big, beautiful eyes, that little girl. And I tell you what, this case, I've been following it, and just I cry when I see this little girl. You don't want the kid? People out there don't want them little kids? Give them to somebody. I would have taken that little girl anytime and then adopted her. It's such a horrible thing. And all you see is this girl, all she wanted to do was go out and dance. And now she cares about one thing, about her own self. She should have cared about that little girl. She should have given that little girl to her mother and father to take care of instead of worrying about herself.
Why is there any doubt about this, Beau?
There's no doubt in this case whatsoever. No. But what I'm trying to say is what they did was they showed the picture of her next to the picture of the little girl, which was decomposing with the tape on her. They're overplaying their hand here a little bit.
It's 16 to the hour talking with Beau Dietl about the Casey Anthony case. Well, who thinks she's innocent? Anybody?
I don't think there's a person in the world that thinks she's innocent. But then, the defense is going to throw up for a mistrial. They didn't give her Miranda warnings right away. But honestly, they could throw all that information out with the Miranda. She didn't say anything. You got her in cross conflicting statements. In other words, she said something that they caught her in lie, that this woman took care of the kid. You don't need that. You have enough of a case here to prove that she killed that little girl. Let's not overreach. With that said, hey, Don, remember I was having problems with the business out there? Remember the banks weren't loaning any money? Yeah. All of a sudden, a bank out of Philadelphia came to me, Bancorp, and I got to talk about it. My company has turned around. We're doing great. A small bank in Philadelphia, Bancorp, came to the rescue, and now we're on top of the world, profitable again. Yeah. And thanks to those small businesses.
Come on,
a quarter till the hour here in the Imus in the Morning program. What's your latest take on Anthony Weiner, Beau?
Well, I honestly, with more and more that comes out, this is such a distraction, and no one has the cojones to say, get out of here already. And the psychopathic people from my city, I ran for United States Congress back in 86. And all of a sudden, I lost by 2,500 votes being a United States Congressman. These psychopaths voted against.
Which is scary when you get to thinking about it.
Well,
it's really scary.
I didn't take my wiener out and start whacking it around like this, yo. It's at a point right now, Don. This guy's a friggin' embarrassment, Boner Nose. And you want to know something? We got to take Boner Nose. Boner Nose got to get out of here. Let's start paying attention to important things like the economy. We should put a 20%
we all know we should pay attention to the
board.
Economy and other things. I'm just wondering what your take is on Weiner.
I think he's disgusting. And you want to know something? The more this plays up, this shows
you've never
the
done
degeneration
that, right?
of our society.
You're telling me that you've never taken a picture of your Weiner and sent it to somebody?
No. You know what? This shows us the disintegration of our economy and our vibrance of our youthfulness. Has to look at this guy winging around. This is a United States Senator, a congressman, taking pictures of his Weiner. This is supposed to be a man representing this country. We degenerated all our values here. What are kids to look at? If a congressman can do it, anybody can do that garbage.
Sure.
You know what they should do? They should take and put a lasso around his wiener and throw him off a building and pop his wiener off.
Ouch.
Oh, come on. Both on 13 till the hour here.